All right. Good win for our guys. Really proud of all of their work and their effort over the last several weeks and months to get to this moment, and got a chance to win 51-3 and play really well in some spots. Had several superlatives. We played 84 players tonight, and really proud of the defense. Thought the defense from start to finish really played outstanding. Again, 6 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, forced 6 turnovers and scored a touchdown. The first time I think we've had 6 turnovers in a game since 2003. We only had 6 forced fumbles last year, and we had 4 tonight. So really, I loved how aggressive and confident our guys were moving around, flying to the ball, and being aggressive and knocking the ball loose. Fantastic job by the defense. Coach Alley got a game ball in his debut. It's a pretty solid day right there. If we don't have a penalty, then you never know what we might have got a shutout. But really just liked our positioning overall, the cleanliness and aggressiveness that we played with on defense. Our offense, again, they scored 6 of the first 8 drives. They scored. There's some, we created a lot of short fields. The 4 turnovers in the first half, they converted it to 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So had a few issues from getting into a good rhythm at times on offense. I thought Jackson played really efficiently. Again, he was 17 of 25, but he had four drops. Got to make those plays, and one of them would have went for a ways. And but I thought he played efficient. There's a few decisions, whether you give it or throw it, that we got to get cleaned up. But thought he played efficiently. It was good to get Mike Hawkins in the game, and that group of guys. We were able to play a bunch of young guys, both at the skill position and the guys up front. Thought that, again, they did some really good things. Again, we went in with a really simple, clean game plan, structurally and scheme-wise. We felt that's what we needed to do in order to win. And but got a lot to clean up. Again, had some substitution issues in some of our special teams units, but Keltner was 3 out of 3 at 50-42 and a 24-yard field goal. Luke punted the ball well, averaged 43.8. I thought outside of one, we probably could have fielded one punt that we let hit the ground, but I thought Peyton did a nice job as well. Our coverage units were pretty good. And overall, again, thought it was a good win with plenty of things that we can do to get better in all 3 phases. And so good to get something on the tape. So we have some video evidence of both good and bad, and be able to learn and grow and get better as a team and improve. And as we move, here in the next, moving forward every week, things are going to get a little bit more challenging with our opponents in front of us. But playing tonight gives us an opportunity to get an extra day of rest and recovery and preparation for Houston in a week. So open it up.
Branson and Jalil both left with injuries. How are those guys doing?
Again, I think Branson got a ankle sprain, and so we'll see where that is, and then Jalil's going to have surgery. He ended up breaking his foot, and so he'll get a screw put in that, and that's a 6 to 8 week recovery for him. Hate it for him. Had a great camp, and but hopefully we'll get him back here in a month and a half or so.
Is that the same foot and sprain? Or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brent, what was the biggest thing that stood out to you on the defensive front and the way they played the pressure?
Just, vertical, active, stayed on our feet, and did a really nice job in block recognition, squeezing and condensing gaps. Some of our movements that we did up front, I thought they played with great pad level. And again, you don't ever want to well, that was so-and-so that we're playing. It really doesn't have anything to do with them, that we're the things that I'm talking about. It's us. But I just thought we're sure of what we were doing. We played with a really good pad level, excellent with our hands. We got a lot of knockback, and we made it hard for them to run the ball downhill. They tried to run downhill. They had some counters where they're pulling two people. They got the ball outside on a jet sweep early, but really, other than that, weren't able to get outside. And we turned a corner route loose another time, and there's plenty of things. We had a guy wide open on Jaden Hardy's interception that we're in a man call, and we just don't cover him. He goes vertical right down the middle of the field. So there's some things we got away with. So we're not beating our chest, but I do think that we played for the most part. We had really good positioning. For the most part, we covered the guys we were supposed to cover. Played with pretty good technique all night, but I loved the depth of what we were able to play in the game. I don't know exact number count. I think it was 42-ish is what we played on defense. 84 overall.
Brent, thoughts on the run game today and just adjusting with the DeMarco situation?
Yeah, again, I thought, DeMarco, he handles substitutions and whatnot, but and knows who can do what type of runs the right way. So I thought our guys were, well schooled on that. Again, I thought sometimes we had some really good runs called that we pulled it out of the belly and chose to throw it that we can learn from. But I thought we were overall efficient, Not amazing, but overall we were efficient. And I don't know what we averaged per rush. I don't see that anywhere here. But we averaged just under 6 yards a play for the night, so solid.
Taylor Tatum, just getting him some carries late in the game with a nice him.
You can see his explosiveness, and he's got great power, runs through trash, and he's got excellent top-end speed, really good natural instincts, carrying the ball.
What about Deion Burks? Obviously, just one game here, but what could you foresee with this guy in your offense?
Yeah, again, first time ever Sooner players caught 3 touchdowns in his debut, and again for Jackson throwing him the ball, that was 4 touchdowns for Jackson. That's the most in a first career home start for an Oklahoma player since 1999. But again, Deion did fantastic. Deion did exactly what he's done since he's been here. He's explosive. He makes things happen. He knows how to get open, and is really, really competitive. And so it was good to get him going tonight.
Brent, the offense being kind of up and down at times tonight, with so much newness, whether it's the offensive line, quarterback, coordinators even, is it safe to say that you kind of have to be patient with that group as they get going?
Well, I think all of it, yeah. I think we went in with a really plain vanilla game plan. From a strategy standpoint, and again, there's some things that we'll be able to get better in some of our RPO world that can help us as well. But and then again, we lost Branson early, and I thought Guerin came in and he did a really nice job. And then guys picked up the slack, for Jaleel as well. But we did what we needed to do. 151-3, had great game control. And again, a lot that we can still improve. I thought our tight ends played well, Jake and Bauer, and Cade McIntyre, and Caden Helms got in, so that was really good to see as well.
Brent, you mentioned Tyler Keltner and the 3-for-3. What was it in training camp that allowed him to separate or at least take a step forward?
There's a body of work, and not just the training camp. There's summer, there's spring. It's a body of work, and he has shown with his career, he get into games, he made most of them. And so had a good track record that way. But Zach had a great camp too. And as I said, we went in, just made a decision. This is what we were going to do. And glad for Tyler stepping up and executing, really nice job in his debut.
Brent, you said it was a vanilla offensive game plan. Is that more based on opponent or just getting your guys settled in?
Opponent. Mm-hmm.
But what did you think of Jackson's just decision-making and things?
Again, like I said, his numbers, again, just easy pitches and catches. He had 4 drops, so you're looking at being 21 to 25, and we threw the ball. We only pushed the ball down the field just a couple of snaps. I think we threw 2 go balls on a couple of RPOs, and we hit a deep one, beautiful shot, to was that Farouk on the over route, and they had some really excellent throws tonight, but we didn't push the ball down the field tonight, and so again, that was by design, and to a certain degree, and but again, like I said earlier, I think there's a couple of times where he could have put it in the belly instead of throwing it, and then there's a time or two that some of the things they were doing structurally on defense where he could have kept it as well. So, but overall, I thought it was good.
Brent, how did the helmet communication work with the offense and defense?
It was good. No issues.
How good was it to see Andrell get back out there?
Yeah, it was good. He's worked really hard, and so that'll do a lot for him, and his confidence. And, usually it takes you about a year to get back to where you were, from that ACL. And that's mentally and it's physically. You certainly get the green light usually around that 6 to 8 month period, depends on if you had any setbacks and whatnot. So it was great to get him back going. He's long, super explosive, and look forward to getting him, into the offense full time.
You got Michael Hawkins some runs. Is that planned these first couple games, maybe to get his feet wet a little bit?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Mike's done well, and he's looked really good. What you saw tonight's kind of how he's looked in practice as well. So Mike's a really good player. He's got a great future ahead of him, and we really feel that it's important that we get him some experience. Otherwise, you get 2 really young quarterbacks at the 1 and the 2, and when we don't have a lot of experience there, so we feel like we're going to need to be able to have both guys ready to play.
Do you need someone to step up for Jalil and replace him, or are you just going to spread out more
Yeah, I mean,
starters? Or?
We'll see how it all works out when it's said and done, but we do have, a good group of young players there as well. Got a good receiver room. At some point you can't just keep taking hits. That's 2 really good players, that you've lost there. But we do feel good about a group of guys that will be able to take up the slack.
What does having Bauer in the tight end passing game, what does that potentially add to your offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just gives you balance, and it allows you to do some things both in the run and the pass. I mean, these are a group of guys, they're good at blocking, and they can give us an advantage from that standpoint, and then attack in the middle of the field, outlets, things of that nature. These are really good athletes. They understand the passing game. They understand spacing, and so that'll, again, be a group of guys that's going to be able to help us have really good balance inside and outside, run and pass.
What was the performance like Grayson Holmes tonight for him to kind of get out to a fast start after the candy's out?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to do a lot from a confidence standpoint. Obviously, trust, getting more and more opportunity. I think it'll probably even create, and Grayson's been great. He's really started to focus, the last 6 months on what he wants to do with his career and his opportunity, and he's always been a great guy. He's just being serious about his opportunity and putting the weight on, knowing what to do, being consistent, showing up every day. And we've said this, he's one of our best pass rushers. He's incredibly disruptive, super athletic, twitchy, if you will, and plays with a lot of passion. And so I'm anxious to watch him and several other guys to see, if he was a complete player, tonight, both the run and the pass.
Brent, that tip interception that Dolby made for Walker, was he doing that on purpose, or was that just luck, you think?
No, there was a PBU. He's going for the ball, and we were showing a mugged up look and showing the quarterback one thing. We had some real tight windows, I think, if I can't remember, but I think Dolby was on the outside like this and tried to reach back in, and it just happened to pop up. But that definitely wasn't planned. If Dolby had an opportunity to catch it, he certainly would have. He's not that good of a teammate. But he's active and disruptive. It was great to see.
Is Woody healthy? 100%?
We held Woody, could have gone. He's a little bit sore, and same thing, Eli Bowen. Could have played, but it just wasn't a game that you need him to play. And just if we have couple of guys like that we decided to hold here at the last, in the last day or so.
Same with Gentry for the most part. I mean,
Just why risk him? That was 3 weeks ago that he hurt his shoulder. He's completely cleared, and his strength is excellent. He's back, but we've done a little bit of a little bit of contact in practice for Gentry, tackling in controlled setting, but not all the good stuff and some of the scrimmage stuff that we've done. He's not done that, so we've wanted to progress him back into it.
Is Jake Taylor in that same boat too?
Yeah, he's available. He's missed a few practices, and we wanted to work on his stamina if we could, and felt like tonight we'd be able to do that. So he'll be back and ready to roll next week.
Who you work with, Jalil out? Is that Kearney or?
Excuse me?
Who you work with Farouk being out? Who do you work that position?
Again, it's going to be a handful of guys, Myron. We got some really good young receivers. Petway will have a chance as well. He can play inside and outside. Reagan's is a guy that can play outside and inside as well. KJ Daniels, Ivan Carrion, Kearney. Those are all guys that they've been getting reps since the spring and have shown, again, nobody's been perfect, no expectation of that, but these are all guys that we feel like, are going to have a real chance for. So that group of guys.
Coach, what did you think about the special teams unit not giving up a long run and scoring on one play?
Special teams?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as I said earlier, we had a few substitution. Bauer playing a lot, and so he forgot on a field goal or extra point one time, and then had a punt issue as well. And but outside of a couple of substitution things are going to happen when you're playing a lot of guys, I thought overall it was pretty good, and it was good to get some live stuff on tape against somebody else that we can coach and correct and learn from.
Brent, you mentioned Zach Alley got the game ball after the game. Just how important was it today to get him just further settled in and into this position?
I mean, I guess it would have been not as good if he would have gave up, 38 points and, no turnovers and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, it was great. Yeah, it's good. Things went like we hoped it would go. And but I just love the aggressiveness, forcing the turnovers, a lot of hard hitting, really, again, overall excellent positioning and depth of guys that knew what to do. And so all the coaches done a really nice job at getting guys ready. But it was great for Zach, and moving forward, with those guys had confidence going in to the game, and certainly we'll take the confidence out, knowing that, again, you got to start over and learn a new DNA, a new opponent. And but like I said, he got the game ball, and they put him up top, and he swag surfed all over the I don't know. I think that's what it's called, but in the locker room. So they had some fun. It was good.
Did he call the whole game?
Yeah.
One last question.
It's just one game, but I mean, it feels like defensively you guys have just made leaps and bounds from kind of where you first started as taking over this.
I mean, probably that's accurate to some degree. Again, we still got a long ways to go. You passed the first test. I'm not trying to give coach speak. There's a lot stiffer challenges in the immediate future, and I think everybody in the locker room understands that. But that at the same time, we're not apologizing for playing well tonight. Despite what we're playing against, what they can do, what they weren't good at, things of that nature. So mission accomplished, if you will. And again, this is going to be a season again that presents a lot of stronger challenges, and we're going to figure out a lot about who we are and what we want to be. But as I've said before, things that we didn't do well last year, we didn't play consistent. We gave up way too many big plays, and I think that we're better equipped to handle if we had some guys get banged up last year. We had some guys get banged up at linebacker, at safety, at corner, and I really like where we're at from a competitive depth standpoint and what we've seen up to this point in time.